Hi guys, this is Gopinath working as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in KSR institution. Today we are going to see about what is big data and what are all the V's of big data. Let us see the topic. First one, before going into the V's of big data, this what is big data? Although that big data, as the name suggests, that it is a huge volume of data that is called big data. We need to handle this huge volume of data. That data must be either in structured format or semi-structured format, or it is a unstructured format. So in order to extract the insight meaning, that is the proper meaning inside this data, either structured, semi-structured, unstructured data, we are going to use this big data platforms. So from which we can, one pattern can be designed that will be useful to take a decision for grabbing the new business opportunity. So in order to extract the insight meaning, that must be helpful to develop the new business opportunity. So this data science process to make sense of big data, that means the huge volume of data that is used in the business. So this is, now you can understand what is big data and the types of data, that is structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. The first V, that is called as volume. Volume, yes, we also suggested, it is the size of the data, that is called volume. So the name big data itself, it is related to size. So it is enormous, that is very huge, that is called as volume. It's a huge volume of data, the massive amount of data. This generally refers to the data that is generated, that is the massive amount of data that is generated in every second. Example, in social media platform or social media posts, we have generated huge volume of data in per second, and also through IoT sensor data, and in banking sector, example, in banking sector financial transaction, that huge volume of data has been generated by every second. This volume of data, this data is referred to as size of a data. So to determine the value of the data, size of the data plays a very crucial role in determining the values. If the volume of data is very large, then it is actually considered as big data. This means whether a particular data can actually be considered as big data or not, it is dependent on the volume of the data. So this is about the volume, the first piece of data. And the second V refers to velocity. As the term suggests, that velocity refers to speed of the data processing. How much speed the data is processing. That means it refers to the speed at which the data is generated and processed. So in how much speed the particular data is generated, and in how much speed the particular data is processing or processed. For example, in stock market transaction, how much speed in the transaction has been done. In the real-time streaming data, that means in the live data, and then also in fraud detections. So these are all some of the real-time example of the speed of the data, and it requires real-time or near real-time processing. Example in Apache, Spark, etc. So this is refers to as velocity. That is huge volume of data that has to be generated. I mean that not a huge volume here. Velocity is the speed of the data. That is big data, massive and continuous flow of data. This determines the potential of data, how fast the data is generated and processed. Example, there are more than 3.5 billion searches per day are made on Google, and also on Facebook. Users are increasing by 22% year by year. So it is a very huge number. And third one, variety. It refers to different data types and the sources. So here the data types is nothing but the data that is called as structured data, semi-structured or unstructured data. That is called the variety of data. Different data type is also about all about the this one. So it is refers to heterogeneous sources, heterogeneous different sources, that is called heterogeneous. So the variety is basically the arrival of data from new sources that are both inside or outside of the business. So structured, semi-structured, unstructured. Structured data, as we all know, that it must be arranged in a structured manner, and semi-structured, it is a combination of both structured and unstructured one. As the unstructured one, data is arranged, it is not arranged, it must be in a unorganized way. For example, images, video, this must not contain any fixed structure. It must be in unstructured one. And fourth, we refers to veracity. Veracity is all about how much the data is quality. I mean, how much the data quality, and also the trustworthiness of the data. That refers to the veracity. First two, inconsistency and also uncertainty in the data. That means the data which is available can sometimes get messy, and also the quality and accuracy also very difficult to control. So that only we can say that it refers to purely accuracy, reliability and consistency of the data must be satisfied here, veracity. Example, inconsistent or incomplete data, that refers to misbehavior. We cannot find the trustworthiness of the data there. So here requires data cleaning, validations and verification has to be done here. So data in bulk create good confusion, where less amount of data could convey off or incomplete information. So that refers to the veracity, the fourth one. And the next one is fifth one, value. That is how much useful of data. It is called as value, usefulness of data for decision making. Whether this particular data is useful in making a particular decision, that is uh, that is called value. So after having four V's, we can move to the fifth one. The bulk of data having no value is of no use to the company unless it is very useful. There is huge number of data. If the data contains nothing value, I mean no value, then what is the use of particular data? So that only we are going to find out whether the data is a valued one or not. If this is a value, then it must be a very, very useful one. So data itself is no use or importance, but needs to be converted into something valuable. So we can converting the unvaluable data into be a valuable and a meaning one. And this is the most important ways of all the 6 ways we are going to study here. And the last one is variability. Variability refers to the changing data patterns and also the meaning. That is called variability. How fast or available data, that extent is the structure of your data is changing. That is, and it refers to generally the inconsistency of data over time. That means, example, we can say that the meaning of words in sentiment analysis, we call sentiment analysis basically in NLP, that is used to work with the text. It changes across culture and trends. So that is called variability. So how often does the meaning or shape of your data change? Example, if you are eating some ice cream daily, same ice cream daily, and the taste just keep changing. So that is called variability. So these are all the 6 V's that we have discussed today. That is in the big data. So the first one is volume of the data, and second one is velocity. Third one is variety. Fourth one is veracity. Fifth one value, and finally variability. So thank you.